Alright, hello YouTube. This is gonna be a video about opening around 70-ish kegs. I have like around 50 here between these two. Yeah, around 70 kegs because Homecoming is coming out tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but it's like maintenance in between. So this is like the last, well, as you can see, the last 9 hours of old open beta Gwent before it's gone forever. So I was gonna make this video to try to, I guess, reminisce about it when, many years from now when this is all gone. And that's something I don't really like about, I don't know, the online gaming world nowadays. Like, it's cool you can have big updates like Homecoming, but when a big update comes, you can't go back in time to play old versions like you could like before when you manually downloaded patches. So I basically have like almost every card in the game. I can make the rest I don't have, but so opening these kegs doesn't really matter for me. But it's just open them for fun. Can I open like? There we go. See 70 kegs. Let's go. Nothing. Oh, animated, that's nice. I want to get animated cards because they're going to turn into full dust value. Well, scrap value when Homecoming comes out. Oh, another animated. I love the animated art in this game. I think it's like better than any other card game. MTG Arena has a pretty good card art because it's MTG, but they don't have any animated stuff, or probably never will. I do think Hasbro is a company that's big enough to do animated cards for all the MTG stuff, but it's like so much work, I think. I mean, silvers are nice. Let's take this, I guess, because I don't have a regular one. I have an animated one. Oh, that's really cool. Animated Lamia. Not a playable card, but really cool art. Okay, legendary. First legendary. It doesn't matter what I pick. Now let's check this one. Let you guys read it. In the current meta, this leader is like a meme. You never play him. Because his archetype isn't. Vampires are not really fully developed yet. This is a meme card as well. Only playing discard Skellige, but it's like resurrect discard Skellige, but it's really not that good. You can very easily play around it once you see they're playing this card. This card is just like pure value, not enough value to be played. But it's not bad, I'll just pick it. Well, that's nice. Oh, an animated. That's cool. Doesn't really matter. So out of these three, I guess I should be like talking about like what cards are playable every single card to see, because this video is about like going to be about like remembering like the past and stuff. So, this card is played in Soldier Nilfgaard. It's okay. This card is played in basically almost every deck you can fit it in if you want to fit it in, because it's pretty hard counters many other many decks. This card's unplayable, so I'll pick it. Oh, this card's unplayable. For the weather effects in Gwent, you have Frost, Rain, and Fog. Frost and Fog have playable decks. Rain doesn't have anything. This is a meme card. What you do is that you get a really big unit and a boost by you just keep playing these to boost it, but then it just gets removed to one card, so it's not worth it. This is a top meta Skellige card. This used to be top meta when dwarves were a thing. When this used to be strengthened, not boost. What strengthened does was that it permanently increased your strength by 3. So what you could do is that you can like make this guy a permanent 9 and then resurrect him. and then he would become like 12 points of power. Actually, no, he'd be 3 plus 3 plus 9. So that's 15 points of power for one bronze. That was ridiculous. So they changed the boost, which is just like a temporary buff. It's not a bad card, really. This is a dwarf. You really only play dwarves in Shoop Scoia'tael now, which isn't the best. It's okay. Scoia'tael faction's kind of struggling. This card's alright, except the whole archetype's bad. This card itself is fine, but this card is bad. This card you play in many different Dagon lists. Deathwish Dagon. It's okay. This card you play 3 of to summon all copies of it. It's okay. Let's play it in Movement Scoia'tael because you can boost it whenever you move it between rows, but it's not worth it. It's still a meme. It's not a bad meme. It's gonna be strong, but it's not that good. Frost, you only play this with Wild Hunt Hound because this playing from her hand is really bad. This is a meme card. It's not good. I mean, you play this with self-harming cards. Like Marauder Berserker, I think it's named for Skellige, and it used to be playable, but then some cards were changed, and this guy was power crept out the game because he's only 11 points by himself. This card you would only really play in Sihil? Is that the card? The Golden Sword Legendary? Because you set 3 cards, 3 enemy minion creatures to either odd or even, and then you nuke them with Sihil. It's not that bad actually. Oh, animated. So again, this is not a bad discard card. You combo with the Axeman discard thing that we saw before for 12 points. Not bad. Anything in your deck. But the whole archetype is bad, so it's not that good. The art's pretty good. I really love how they do water. This is pretty good in all consume decks. This is bad because even if you get like a whole board wipe off with this, everything is so low power, it won't even matter. This card is like the dwarf from before, but the one that did 3 damage, except it's just worse. This card really needs like a few points buff. This card's pretty good. Vulnerable to the Mandrake Silver we saw before, but still, that's not bad. This card, it's kind of a meme card, because the good Skellige lists don't run Bronze Organic or Hazard cards in the decks, but you can run this with those and it could work. Trebuchet is... it's okay. It's not the best machine, but you can play it. Machines are struggling though in Hensel. After a couple nerfs. This is like, it's kind of a meme really. Like even if you resurrect it, it's not worth it. It's okay. This card's top tier. You need to play this if you're playing Scoia'tael because it helps you thin. This card's alright in Hensel machines, not the best. Kind of vulnerable to Scorch. Doesn't matter what you're trying to take. This card isn't that bad actually. Some people, I think of like the majority of like Gwent's history, this game, at least the modern current Gwent, this game has been like the past year, I guess, past half year. This card's been kind of ignored, but then it kind of crept up again because people started playing this in the Gwent opens. And because the 2 armor and strength is actually not that bad because you have resurrects and stuff. And you have like many self-damaging effects, but when you give them armor, then the self-damaging effect doesn't actually self-damage. So it's pretty good. This card's alright. Playing in armor, Northern Realms, which isn't the best list, but it's okay. This card, under Biting Frost, it's actually not bad, but the problem is that, this is a good card, the problem is that the whole Biting Frost archetype is pretty bad. This card is a meme. What you do is that you play a bunch of these, and then you play spells to make more of them, and it can get out of hand kind of quickly, but they're very easy to kill. They have 1 armor plus 4 toughness. Many things in the game kill like things with 5 toughness. This is just like the elf thing, but worse. This is not that bad though because there are some dwarf synergies. So you can't if you play dwarfs, you do play this card. Let's take this, I guess. Yeah, this is the card you run with the, what's it called? The Revenant we saw? Kidwinny Revenant before? You play this plus the others, and then you spawn all those 4 things, and you also spawn a 5 Spectre. Spectre's also 5 power. This thing is arguably better than the other armor thing we saw before from Skellige. Healing does matter against enemy decks that do a lot of damage but don't totally kill you, because heal totally brings you back to full health. So you can get a lot of value out of that, actually. Sage is pretty good if you're running Alger's Thunder. This is a meme card because usually it's not worth to play this, even if you have a strong Rods of Silver unit in your hand. It's usually not worth it. It's still too situational. This card is kind of a meme. It's just not good enough. It dies kind of easily, but the main problem is it's just not good enough. Because like you can either play this or you can play half of Hunter, which is already 12 power. It doesn't get any bigger, but this thing needs 2 boosts to even catch up to 12, and then more to get more, so it's just not worth it. This is pretty good. You play this in Soldier Nilfgaard. Thins your deck. This is bad. It's just generic. 10 cost 4 armor is not good enough. This is like an autoplay in any deck that needs the more thinning, because it's so good. This is a pretty good card. Obviously, the armor will be removed from it, or it will just die easily. But if you can protect it with stuff like Thunderbolt, it's really funny we got that in the pack. But if you can protect it with stuff like this, and then, like I said, they remove the armor, and then you play Thunderbolt, well, then they get armor back and they start buffing things again. So it's pretty good. These 2 cards. Not the best, but it's okay. This card's not bad. The only problem is it's very slow. Because, yeah, you think, oh, it's in 1 damage a turn, right? But you can play, the base cost of a good bronze, meta bronze is 12 power. So for this to even get base value, it needs to stay on the board for 5 turns, which is pretty ridiculous because the main weakness that Death Wish Dagon has, the deck that plays this, is that it's very slow. You can easily get out-tempoed. The Death Wish is not bad though, because you can use the cards like Griffin or the Cyclops, I think, that trigger Death Wishes to deal 4 damage. It's not bad. This card is an autoplay into Marion default test decks that run blue stripes. It's okay. I was talking about Griffin before. No, I don't mean Arch Griffins. I mean the type of Griffin. The Griffin I was talking about is 9 power and it's just activate a card's Death Wish effect. This one's 10 power to clear hazards. It's usually not good enough. If you're a monster, you don't really care about clearing weather a lot of times. This is the key card in Nilfgaard Spies. A brief aside about Nilfgaard. I think Nilfgaard is the best designed faction in the entire game at the moment. They got some of the best, most synergistic archetypes that are actually really cool to play. But Spies, unfortunately, is one of the most underpowered ones right now. It used to be really cool. It's still a really cool thing to play, but it got hit with so many nerfs. This is you play this and swap Squirtle. It's okay. Like you swap out a Geralt or Spy for like a 18 or 20 point bronze. Not bad. This is a meme. It should say poor fucking imagery, but I don't know why CDPR decided to censor it. Because in the books it's like actually like that. This play is a Swarm full test, which is like a meme, but it's not that bad. This is a deck you play in Shoop Squirtle because it helps you thin, and also this dwarfs because it's dwarfs. You play this in Wild Hunt decks because it helps you thin. It's pretty good. Except the only sad thing is that the whole Wild Hunt archetype isn't that good. This goes alright. You combo it with the other 8 power thing we saw for Squirtle. The buff by 2 whenever you boost by 1. But it dies really easily. It's taking my muzzle. It's not playable because of that, but it's not a bad card if it gets going. This card is a top tier Scoia'tael card because it sets up Scorches. This card it's kind of a meme because if it gets reset by like Mandrake, then it's like completely shit on. And then but if it doesn't get if there's no resets like Mandrake or Mardrum or Peter or anything like that, then this card can get out of hand. But then again, 7 strength is the beginning, means you need to invest a lot to get it big. It's not too hard to get big, but it can die really easily still. Reaver Scout is a must play in many Temerian decks, so it usually is full test, but like also like some. It's really in general any Northern Realms deck because it's just so good. It's just a generic tutor really. Helps you thin. This is a meme card. What you do is that you play Soldier Swarm, so you for full test, you fill the whole board of soldiers and you play this, and it can get massive value. But the deck itself isn't amazing. But it does auto win some matchups that the enemy has like literally can't deal with a Swarm at all. This card, I have fond memories of this card because Wild Hunt Frost was the first deck I ever played in Gwent, like over a year ago. And this card was instrumental for that because dealing the 4 damage plus the 2 frost damage means it actually was a pretty high value card. It's a really cool card too. And the foil, the animated version is really cool too. But unfortunately the whole archetype is bad now, so you don't really see this card in play. This is probably one of the best machines. I want to say the second best machine, I think. This first being Battering Ram that Pencil has. But the problem is that you can kill these really easily. So you usually combo this with a Thunderbolt potion because you don't want to run naked spells usually. Use this to tutor out spells. It's pretty good. Except that the decks they run this aren't the best. This Northern Realms in general isn't strong. Oh, also the Alba Cavalry is good in Soldier Nilfgaard. You just swarm the board. Because it gets buffs whenever you play a unit. This guy's just bad. Yeah, if you play a spy and shoot it, and then it's not horrible, and in fact, that's actually the combo you do if you play Shoop Calvé, Nilfgaard, but it's not that good. I don't think that card was ever good. This card's you play this in swap Scoia'tael because it's 11 strength. But it's actually not that good. In fact, you can actually outplay this because if you know their opponent played a Bronze Ambush, this is the only Bronze Ambush card in the game. So if you know they played a Bronze card, say like a Recon or whatever, then it just takes 2 turns to flip over. So they can play this and play it and give no points to the board for that turn. So you can just pass if you're ahead, and then they're like really bad because like in a really bad state because then they're like multiple cards down to beat you. So they might just concede it automatically. This is okay. I mean, as in like, the card's alright, but it's not really playable. And then there's no list that runs this. This is a standard card you run. Soldier Nilfgaard, yeah, it dies easily, but still the boost is pretty good. Another generic dwarf. You run these in, dwarves or Shoop Scoia'tael. This card you run any reveal deck really, because it's 15 points if you run any reveal deck because you reveal to do 5, and then when you play it does 5 plus 5 of its own power, so 5 times 3 is 15. At that, it's above average, but otherwise it's a pretty mediocre bronze because it'll only do 10 if you can't reveal it. This card it's a meme because it auto dies to resets, but you run 3 of these, so hopefully a couple of them also dies to Scorch too, and Artifact Compression, anything that kills the tall units. But it's alright. you just fill the way you do. The thing you do is you play Ethne Scoia'tael, and you just fill a whole deck with special spells, and then you just buff this thing. This is a card to play in Movement Scoia'tael. It's alright. Probably needs a small buff to be really playable for the archetype. Maybe like 9 power, 8 power. This is a pretty good card for Biting Frost, Wild Hunt. Again, I have special memories of this because this is like one of the first cards I played in the archetype I played, but it's just not good enough. Cause Biting Frost in general isn't good enough. So you play this if you play items in your Skellige decks? I usually don't want to do that because unless you're playing a meme list. I won't go into all of them because it'll take forever, but basically there are meme lists that are really annoying to play against if you don't have the answer that this guy can take advantage of. But aside from that, for the meta list, they don't run this guy. The meta list do run this guy though. For Nilfgaard, they run Alchemist. Not Alchemist, Alchemy Nilfgaard. It's pretty good. Definitely the best card among the three. Vinegar Split. I've actually never seen this card played, and I've never played it myself. So that tells me it's obviously not good, but it could be alright though, like not garbage. I don't know. I actually need to read the ability. I don't know what it does. Okay, I think this card's bad. It counters Imlerith Sabbath, which is pretty neat. A card I absolutely hate, but aside from that, there's not really a cursed unit you want to destroy? Really? I guess like get some Skellige lists to run Berserker, Marauder Berserker, but it's like not worth it. This card's pretty good. Temerian Swarm. This card is a meme. You play this and then you play a list that lets people draw cards in mill. It's not that good. This card is kind of annoying because what you do is that you play Reveal Nilfgaard with what's the guy's name? Emir, and you reveal a high power unit. So you play a high power unit and then you give it Mandrake to buff it by 6, strengthen it by 6. You turn the hand. So usually it's like a Nilfgaardian Knight, so 12 plus 6 is was it 18? So then you buff that with Spotter. So Spotter will be 5 plus 18, which is 23. So you keep playing 23-point spotters, which is pretty ridiculous. Yes, they get the Dead Scorch, but aside from that, if you can pull it off, it's pretty strong. And this is actually the perfect counter to this because it will reset the boost value back to 5. So this is actually not a bad card to play. The only problem is it's too situational because in many matchups this card won't do a thing because some decks don't care about it, like Skellige. It's not a bad card. You just play this and then you handfold out the rest of the two, and then the guy might be just forced to tap out of the round. It's not bad. It's not that good though, because it dies really easily. It takes a long time to build up its value. This card is just bad because there's no like Draconid Wyvern support in the game, so it's just a 11 power unit. Yeah, it could kill something of value, but with 5 damage, probably not, so it's not that good. Oh, that's cool. So I'm definitely taking this because it's animated. But first, this one, the Incinerating Trap is that you put it on a row and it does 2 damage to everything on the row if they can't remove it in one turn. It's actually pretty good. Usually people can't remove it. So, yeah, it's not that bad. You play this to shoot Scoia'tael, I think sometimes, to punish like row. And also you run this in decks that, yeah, maybe weather movement Scoia'tael, where you force people to go on one row. And then you play this to bomb them. It's not bad. This is a kind of a meme card. Because even though you strengthen my 3 every time you resurrect, it's just not good enough. It's just a worse version of Great Swords. This card is actually not bad. The Cal Carcass destroys all the lowest power units on a field, on a row, and if you play this on something that has a really high power unit, even though it's a high power, if it's the lowest thing, it will still die. But obviously, it's very easy to be outplayed because Cal Carcass takes 2 turns to blow up. But it's not that bad though. You can actually play this in Spies, I think, or Shoop Scorytail. Not Shoop Scorytail, Shoop Nilfgaard. It's garbage. That's pretty good actually, because a lot of times people are going to play in 3 rows. They won't play around this because it's random. You don't even. I don't even run this to Sheep Scorytail because I think it's a little too situational, but some people do. It's not that bad. It can hit a 9 plus 5, so 14 points of value. That's above average. This card used to be good because it used to be. I think it was spawn a random. I don't remember. It was like a. It was create a random Scorytail unit, I think. And the create was much better because it's like Discover from Hearthstone. You gotta choose the 3 options. But Doppler now, it's with it being it's a spawn a random, this card's like completely unplayable now. This card you play in the discard variants, it's not bad actually. You play this and you discard the other 2 copies, and then you can resurrect them or just in your deck. It's not that bad. I like this card a lot. This card's also pretty cool. Low power, but he has 4 armor, and then if he loses the armor, he boosts himself, so he's really only vulnerable to muzzle or scourge effects or artifact compression. And you don't generally want to use them on things like this, so it's not that bad. It's a pretty good card. Armor, what's it called? Northern Realms is entirely based off this card. This is a staple in all Skellige decks because the whole the whole faction is based off revives, resurrects, so you need this. This card is not that good because it's 12. You can. There's many better options than this. And Silver Mages, I think the Nilfgaard Silver Mage. I forgot his name, V something. He has this, but he also has a 4 body, so it's better. This is the best option. Come on, what are the foils? I'm not seeing that many animating cards or legendaries. This is a staple in reveal Nilfgaard, any list, any type of it, because reveal, obviously. This is like, it's not that good. This is a 10 power. Because Spy means you give it to the opponent. So it's 12 minus 2. But also, you don't want to buff something by that big because it's easily be removed. You get like 2 for 1 from like Scorch effects or whatever. But this card isn't that bad if you play it in Shoop Scorytail, Shoop Nilfgaard, I mean, or Spies even. You could run this for a meme. It will be playable. Definitely taking this because it's animated. This is one of the most hated cards. Because it's so boring. It's just spawn a bear, which is 11 points, so just 12 points bronze. And you can buff the Tershrak? How do you pronounce that? You can buff this type of archetype. Like you can strengthen it, so you can give him like 4 power or whatever, 5 power, so then it becomes 5 plus 11 from the bear. This is a good card. You play this in many different lists. Probably not the best ones, but pretty close to the best. You play this in the same list you run Spotter in. The reveal Nilfgaard from Emir. It's okay. So yeah, so I said we need more foils, we got a foil, so maybe we get another one this time? This is a staple in Reveal Nilfgaard, because revealing stuff in your own hand that gets bonuses from getting revealed is really strong. Reaver Hunter is a meme, but it can be a pretty strong meme if your opponent for some reason doesn't know about it, because what happens is that you play a thing called Operator to copy this thing, so you get 4 in the deck, and then if you are able to play all 4 in one turn, then it's an insane amount of points, because first you play 1, which buffs itself, so it goes to 7. and then you play another, and then they both buff each other by 2. So then they both become 9. And then you play another, and then everything buffs itself by 3. So then they all become 12. And then you buff another one, and they all buff itself by 4. So they become 16 each, but it's 16 times 4. What is that? Or like 50 something? No. It's 64, I think, right? So that's a lot of power from all 4 of these. This card you play in consume list is not the best. The meta list definitely does not run this, but it's for fun. The Harpy Egg is buffed by 2 when you consume them. This card's alright. You play it in a list at swap. Frightener is the worst silver spy in the game, but it's still a spy, so I still run it for monsters. It's not that bad. You can move an enemy to weather, and I used it for Maruna instead of Maruna. This card is a staple in Armor Nilfgaard. Again, not the best, but it's okay. You just won't die usually, so the best card here is still Frightener. So this is a Death Wish Griffin. It's pretty good. It's a staple in Death Wish Dagon. This is a staple in many Skellige lists, but definitely most renowned, infamous for Great Swords, because it buffs the Great Swords. You ping the Great Sword, and then Great Sword is the unit that it was strengthened up by 2 if it was damaged. So you buff this guy, and then you strengthen the Great Sword, so you just keep getting these points. Only problem is that it's a little slow, because it starts up at 7. And Great Sword starts up as 8, but usually you should be fine. First Light, this card, you can play 1 of, I think, but more than that, I would never play this. It's just not worth it, I think. No, I think this card's bad, because even if you reveal an enemy's unit and you steal its power, it's like, I mean, it's a 1 cost. It's a 1, so even if you steal, like, let's say you hit their 12, and then you steal it, and then this becomes a 13-point bronze. That's really good. But on average, if it's going to hit something with it, it's going to hit like a 10, a 9, an 8, and in that case, it's only going to be like a 6, a 7, an 8 power bronze. It's just not worth it. Because the other guy was you're probably not going to win the round. But that round you play is probably not be the last round, so the guy will probably just mulligan the card away the next round. This is bad, because you don't want to do this. You want to keep cards in your graveyard if you're Skellige. It's the best card here is Rod Fiend. This is okay. I play this in some machine list because it gives crew. It's a budget though. It's a budget version of that. Stuff like Ronbid. Clear Hazards is nice. You can run this in Armor Armor NR as well, but usually when you have Armor, you don't really care about weather anyways. This is a staple for many different Skellige lists. As a tutor, only problem is it's really specific, which does balance it, I guess, but still, it's kind of annoying that you can only hit bronze machines, which is never going to happen usually. Usually don't use it for that, but you can. Or soldier ally, so if it's a support ally, you know, they won't work. You always play 2 power for nothing. I've seen many people just instantly concede because of that, including me. This is just like the Shrike thing, it's just not that good. You need 6 units for it to get full value. This is a meme card. It can be pretty fun. You play like a Moonlight Dagon or Fog Dagon, and if someone plays stuff out of the weather, you just move the weather, the hazard to the other row that the stuff guy has stuff in, so you keep hitting them. It can be fun, but the deck isn't that good. That's definitely a card that's getting 12 power, I think. Or maybe 11 power at least. Already saw these. Bear is, by itself, is not that good. Because if many decks have tutor effects, so they'll play cards from deck, not from hand, so it won't hit the things from deck, only the things from hand. It is not that good. It's just like worse than that Skellige version we saw before with the Resurrect through 6 instead. This is a staple in Consume because you copy Neckers, and then you get more Neckers and you win the game. Back to Savage Bear, you play this in Canby Skellige, a meme card, because Canby is it's a legendary gold, 1 strength chicken, and you play on the enemy side of the board. Savage Bear then kills it, and then what Canby does is that it nukes everything, and it gives the enemy a 15 power god thing. I think it's called Heimdall. But then you usually have like Death Wish effects or whatever that actually do more than 15, and that's how they win the game. It is playable, but not that good. If the opponent knows what you're doing, it is push round 2 and you lose. But I have lost against it, and it's pretty frustrating. Fog is a staple in Fog decks. It's just good thinning. You play Fog, and then with your leader, and then you summon this guy. Also, tempo, which is what the deck really needs. This card it's okay. You play the spy list, I guess, it's not bad. Also, good list in the shoot variant. Ooh. So this card's not that good. It used to be worse. They buffed it a little bit. It's still not that good. I like the animation though, so I'll take it. This card's like, it's actually not that bad. The weekend effect can be pretty strong in many cases, but other cases it's useless because it's only 8 power, so it's not worth it. Runestone used to be busted because all the Runestones used to be silver cards only. Now they're bronze, so they're not good anymore. Which is good. I hate them. I hate RNG effects in a game like this. This card's alright. It's not that good. The animated version is really cool. This card, it can be a pretty strong meme. You play 3 copies of it, and then you just keep playing it. It can be a lot of power. I've rarely had it happen to me. I think I've been big for only a few times. I don't know if I won it or not. It was so long ago. This is a card I actually tech into my meta list for Scoia'tael, because Scoia'tael actually suffers a lot against weather. But at the same time, it's just not that good. It's 9 power and that's it. When they don't play weather. This goes alright. You play him in Shoop Scoia'tael, I think that's it. It's just good value. Oh, it's cool. This is a staple in Soldier Swarm because you play a lot of guys called Slave Infantry, I think it's called. I don't remember, but like, basically, if you spam your board, you fill your board with a bunch of soldier units that just have the same name, and any sentry to buff them all at once. It's pretty strong, actually. This is a staple in the veterans list for Skellige, because you buff this power. So this can become like easily become like a 9 or 10 or even 11 base strength. So then 11 plus 5 would be like 16 power. That's not that bad. Berserker Marauder, I've been talking about this guy. Finally, I get him. You can see what he does. It's pretty big. He's okay. These lists are actually really fun to play. I think they're probably one of the most fun, quote unquote, still semi-competitive lists you can play in casual. It's not bad. Here's the infamous Necker. I hate this card so much because, yes, you can outplay this deck. The Consume deck is very binary. The gameplay is always the same. If you hard counter them, they'll instantly concede because they can't beat you. But if your deck doesn't hard counter them, then the matchup might be really hard. You need to really know how the matchup works to beat them. This card's bad because very rarely lock is silent, so very rarely will you need to lock anything. But the funny thing is that it does completely counter Necker. So there's that. Henry's. I think this card's alright. I don't play. This you only run this list in a Vorhis reveal, and I've barely played a list. I only play Calvé reveal, where this card isn't good enough. This is a staple in reveal lists when you run Alchemist because it extends the deck and its tempo. This card's not like this. Is not good enough because this is a card design what I don't really like, where you have an effect that's conditional, but even if you reach the conditional effect, it's just not good enough still. This card needs to be like 6 power for this to be worth it. Come on, more foils or golds. That was pretty good. It's a staple in Deathwish Dagon. Because you activate the Deathwish without actually killing it. So and the Dows, the lesser Dows are 4 power each. So it's 8 power. You just keep activating Deathwish. It is pretty low tempo, but it's only 6. That's the only issue. This is okay. You resurrect bears or you heal now and strengthen it. This is usually used in meme decks, which I really hate, because the answer you lose. Because they buff, they strengthen a guy and they resurrect him to get really big. Harpy's list some consumed decks will run. It's okay. I don't think it's the best card. Well, I don't think the decks are the best variants, but it's a good card. This card you played in Shoop Scoia'tael, it's just a decent bronze, because even though it's only 10 power, you can abuse the 3 buff. The 3 to anything you need a buff, because there are cards that can actually use the 3 to get extra value. Like, I think it's a Elven Swordmaster's one? No, not that one. I forgot what it was called. The one where you deal damage based off your strings. Play this in Alchemy Nilfgaard just because it's an alchemy card. It's not that good otherwise. It's pretty bad actually. You don't want to make a guy that big. This is the card you run with Heimei Herbalist. The Skellige card that plays organic cards. This is an organic card. It's okay. It abuses row stacking. It's not played in any row decks though. Alright, Nature's Gift is a cool thing, but you really only run this in Ethne. It's because Ethne's abilities, you replay a special card, so you can replay this. This is a good thing. Dragon's Dream is a fun card, but it's hard to get enough value to justify it being a silver slot, because you can have 6 silver cards in the deck. And in general, a silver card should probably get around, I'm gonna guess, maybe 16 to 20 points of value on average. So it's really hard for this to get full value, enough value to justify it. This runestone, Nilfgaard has some of the best runestone drops they can get out of this. It's still not playable anymore because it's bronze or silver, but it's not that bad. If one's gonna go full meme R&B, definitely play it. Fog is, I think, the best weather going on right now. It's not amazing, but it's the best weather effect right now. But you play cards that actually summon Fog by themselves, or they tutor Fog out. You don't actually play this card naked. Okay, this is one of my favorite animated cards in the game, actually, because look at the water, look at the way it moves. That's really cool. Sadly, the card's really bad. Its card's really fun, but this card, Skellige, sadly, it isn't that good. I really hope this card's like really good. Whoops, I really hope that card's really good when Homecoming comes. I really want to play that card. It's such cool art. Fiend is just 11 power, but there are effects that buff these. This is like the Fiend archetype. I think it's called Relic. I don't know. I'm not sure, but like this card can be used. Also, it's a good pool target. Some good wonky monofield lists do run this. This is the core card that spies Nilfgaard, because you chain these and you draw your whole deck and then shoot with the soldier guy that shoots whenever you play a spy, so you get some combos going. And then you use what's the guy called? I forgot. Vic of Automatics to resurrect these guys and then keep chaining them. It's the best card here. I know this feels taking a long time, but it's gonna go a lot faster when I have less cards to explain. That's really cool. Yeah, like everything else is here we've already seen before. This card is not playable. It's pretty fun. This card is a core in any Skellige list that runs machines, because machines and Skellige die really easily. So Resurrects are pretty neat. So that's actually how you beat Skellige a lot of times. You brick the graveyard so that he can't resurrect anything. This is not bad. I would play one of maybe in Squaitail, but that's it. Because Squaitail is Sage. This is the core card in Calvé reveal, but it's not that good because it just dies so easily. Spores. This is like just so bad, so I'll take it. This is just a 11-point card. It's not bad. You can play this in Sheep's Squaitail. You just play a value card, Sheep's Squaitail. This card's bad. 10 power is not enough. Also, why is not an elf? That means that this card's completely dead in the elf versus elf mirror match. This card's really good, except it dies super easily. If this card can get going, a lot of like swarm builds use it. Hensel will play and then Hensel the rest of the 2 out, and then you might as well concede the round because you can't beat it. But if you kill it, then you're fine. This card's alright. Queen's Guard is a meme that's existed ever since Gwent was a thing. Because you can just keep resurrecting these things, and they used to be kind of strong, but then nowadays there's power crept out of the game. They're not strong enough, and the graveyard hate is everywhere. So if you steal one of these enemies' graveyard, they instantly concede because they can't beat you. This card's never. It's good removal, but that's about it. Low power. You can play this in Sheep's Squaitail or lists that can take advantage of spy mechanics. This is a staple in Armor Northern Realms. You just really need this card. Because you use it on like the 8 power 4 armor guy to get a lot of points. This card used to be actually meta in Squaitail. Squaitail used to be oppressively broken because you ran Ifleen, I think that's her card. That's card name. Her ability is you play a special card twice. So you wait until the enemy has a full board, and you just play this twice. And this card also had the ability to kill the unit, spawn a 6 golem on your side of the field. So it has a lot of points. Now it's just less. This is not as good. It's not good anymore now. Oh, second legendary. I'll be taking this, I don't have it, but I've seen this played against me like twice. This is also, by the way, trivia. This is art from The Witcher 1 in the art book. It's pretty nice. A lot of plot going on. I've had this work against me once, but I think he still lost. This is a really bad effect. This is a card that. This is not that good because a lot of lists are hybrid thin anyway, so they'll draw to the end. Alright, so this card is, I think, the best out of all 3, but even then, it's not. None of these are played. Here, Nekarat is a staple in Moonlight decks. You just have to play this card because you need enough Moonlights. That's really cool. I don't even have 3 yet, so that's nice. This is a staple in many monster lists because this helps you thin. It's that simple. That card is obviously the best out of the 3. This is kind of a boring animation, honestly, I think. But it's pretty cool looking still. So this is core and consume because it consumes. That's basically it. This is a core and alchemy nerf card because you can resurrect Viper Witchers or those things. I forgot what they're called. The 2 power things. Not bad. So you can tell how much steam the alchemy player has left by how many of these are in the graveyard. This is the best handselt machine I think there is, but it's still easily dealt with because you can easily kill it. Oh, that's really cool. This is a meme card. Resilience means that it will last for the next round, so you only play this for high power. You play it on high power units you want to keep, which is usually not good enough because if you're winning the round, then you don't want. You can play this if you're winning the round, but then the opponent will just play another card and then you'll lose the round because then you're down a card, but this doesn't fit the board at all for the current round. And then if you're down a card, well then usually it's just not worth getting resilience. And if you're losing and you play this, well then you basically lost the game because you're already down a card and you're already wasting another card. This only works for really meme decks with Amulet Sabbath, which is a card I absolutely hate. But then again, thankfully it can be hard countered. It's also a card you can 2 for 1 because someone plays down something, but then you kill it, so then you 2 for 1 them. This is a really cool animation. 2 animated cards in 1 pack. That's nice. Best card up here, probably this. Definitely this. The other 2 aren't played. This card, it's okay, because a lot of cursed units are pretty low, so you can use this to get them bigger, but then again, the base power is too low, so it's not worth it. Oh, that's a really cool animation. This is core reveal nerf card, because it helps you cycle through your deck. This is core in Axeman Skellige, because it's a deck where it's based off buffing yourself whenever you hit an enemy. So if you hit them 4 times, you're buffing yourself by a lot. Not bad. You also played in some really strange control Skellige lists. This is a pretty good card where you run 3 of because you have many ways to buff them. So you can actually buff these two, let's say like 7 each, and it's 21 power because it's 7 times 3. This is a core card in Veteran Skellige because you buff all these units. It's pretty good. So let's take the worst card here. This card's unplayable. Well, that's really cool. This card is not really played in anything, but it's not bad really. The consume could be useful to play off Monster Nest and consume list. And the resilience, this is actually a good resilience card because you're still affecting the board. You're still giving power and then it's still giving resilience. This card's a meme. You only play it in movement decks where you want to like move people to the row to abuse that, but it's just not good enough. This card is... yeah, this is like core card in Alchemy Nilfgaard, because it posts by 12 every single time, because you always play things in all 3 rows. He's it's probably the best card here, I think. The other one, Alba thing, you could also argue. This is a core card in Moonlight deck, my favorite deck in the whole game. It's not that good though, it dies really easily. And it's super low tempo. Well, this is the best card here, obviously. Elven Merc, I would probably maybe rate about top 10 bronzes? Okay, this is what I was talking about, Elven Swordsmaster. Yeah, I was right. So you buff this thing with the other guy to 8, and then he does 16 points power. Cause 6. No, because 8 body, but in 8 damage, so that's pretty good. The best guy here, though, might actually be this guy. No, it's probably the other guy to the left. The guy that buffs everything. This is a core card in machine lists because you just reuse the ability of a machine, and it makes it so that people, if they hit the machines, they have to kill them at once, or it's bad because you'll heal them back up. That's pretty good. Oh, silvers. This is a really good card. This is just generally a really good tutor for lowest bronze, which you can use to control. You would play the lowest bronze cards you want to play that you want to get with this. This is core in all Skellige lists because it's resurrect anything. This is actually not that bad. The strengthen part you don't really do, but the silver dwarf, it's okay, but it's obviously still a meme card. Because why would you create when you can just play the thing in the deck instead? So this is, in general, this is the best thing you would go for, I think. If you like need all 3 of these cards, you don't have any of them, you pick marching order. Oh, that's really cool. I love how like the glare, the god rays come down. It's really cool, and the dust effects bottom. Oh, I forgot. There was a card called Arrakis Venom there that was do 4 damage to 3 adjacent units for 12. It's not bad. Not playable, but it's not bad. The best, actually, the best card probably the other one, the middle one. This card used to be really good, but I think it was nerfed from 20 to 25, so now it's not that good. You run it in handcell machines, because you would play your spy to make them over 20, and then if they pass, well then you get like a free 12 value because you thin your deck of those things, and you can usually pass them in 1 card. Out of here, this is just really good because you eat from an opponent's graveyard, so it's graveyard hit. This is mediocre. It's only 14 value because it's 4 times 2 is 8 plus 6 is 14. So you only want to play this if you get it off another card. So you won't run this in your deck. This is in general is really good for Northern Realms. I think this card's better though. It's probably the best card. But I am biased because I play more monsters than Northern Realms. Well, 3rd gold, okay. So I'm obviously taking this for the meme value. The only reason I don't own this one is because it's bad. Because you need to buff this guy by 5 before you play it. And there is a Nilfgaard card that does exactly that. It buffs a unit by 5 and it puts it to the top of the deck. So it actually can work, but even if it gets the full value off, chances are it's not going to hit, because it's 3 random enemies, so chances are it's not going to hit 3 enemies that all have at least 7 health. So the value of this won't be that good. I've never lost against this card. This card's pretty fun. It can be countered though. The Lord of Unvik is a 5 power unit on the enemy side of the board. I just buff it to make sure you can't kill it. This is the easily best one here. Because fog is good.
Best card here, I mean, meta-wise, Ale, but this card's really cool, so I'll take him. Other card's garbage.
This is 10. It's 5 plus 5.
This card's really cool because you boost everything in your Wild Hunt army. The problem is it's still not good enough. This used to be oppressively good because it used to be whenever you mulligan it, so you can, at the start of the round, you can mulligan this thing out of your hand and it'll go on the board before the round even starts. So that if your card, if the opponent's a card down and then they won the last round, they can't just drive past you. It was too good. Now the card is still playable in swap decks, but it's definitely nowhere near as good anymore. Cyclops is the thing that kills a unit, so you can activate Deathwish. Best card here is probably Soldier. I think this card's amazing. This card you can cheese out to get a lot of points out from your deck with the cards like Reinforcement or Stennis or Henselt. But this card's probably in general, I think, the best one. Because letting you cycle to the deck is just so strong. Okay, nothing here is that special. Best card here is probably Vigavaro. It's just so powerful. It can brick by giving you 2 random cards you don't want to use, but like 2 ales when you only have 1 unit, but usually it's still fine, it's still better. So usually, I'm gonna take Botchling here because I don't have it, but I think Lubberkin's a 5 power unit, so if you play both of these, it's 15 points, which is not good enough. It does thin your deck, but that's it. This is a really good silver. This is obviously the best silver here, because you just spam your board and you get free tempo and free thinning. This guy, it's not bad actually. Baraka's Venom is a nice nuke. Clear Skies is okay sometimes. Torrential Rain you never want to use. Best card here I'd say is Golem. Because you just thin your deck after you reveal the enemy. Almost at the end. Come on, we need 4th legendary. Best card here is easily Redeeming Elite. That's the only playable card here. Marigold's Hailstorm was pretty funny. It's not good, but it can get crazy value in some niche cases. The funny lore story behind this is that in the final book, when Geralt gets killed, Yennefer and Triss go to save him. Triss tries to cast Aldra's Thunder, but he actually accidentally casts Marigold's Hailstorm. That's the I think that's the origin story of this spell. Best card here, probably Forktail, only because the deck is better that this guy runs in. This card's really good though. Like, this card will always be relevant. If the effect was the same in Homecoming, I don't know. I know the official, because it was open beta, but it was open PTR. So no, we have the full list of cards now, but I didn't play in it, so I don't know. This card's, it's okay. It's 11. It's 6 plus, it's 3 plus 3 plus 5. It's 11. It's not that bad. This is still the best card here. This card is, it's okay. It kind of counters Swarm decks. But then it becomes really big and then they scorch it or whatever. If they have single target removal, it's bad. This is a pretty good machine. Well, overlooked a lot of the time. Because you can keep crewing it to make it do a lot of damage. This is a really good card. And it's also really balanced, because it's only 6 power. You can buff it, but still, even then, it's like... It can die really easily. If it gets out of control, though, you probably win the game. So this is probably the best card here. Okay, one last pack. Come on, let's go. That's not bad. Rare and epic in the first two cards. This was garbage. It doesn't do anything. And there's nothing in the game that you want to be playing that can take advantage of this. But that's pretty cool. The animated art is really cool. Come on, gold. Oh shit. Best card here is probably Spotter. Yeah, that's basically it. I guess I can finish this daily. And there's gonna be one more daily before the reset, so I can get like one more pack in. I won't record that one though. So I mean, I have like decent amount ready, so I don't really care that much about resources. But like, we got 3 golds. That's neat. Out of what, 70 packs? I actually have every single Northern Realm card apparently. So that's nice. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I hope for anyone going on memory lane, this is helpful. Even though I know my speech is a little muffled, because I'm trying to not be too loud right now. Alright, thanks for watching. Goodbye.